Pleased to be joined by Hardy Nickerson, the defensive coordinator here at Illinois. Coach, you bring back 22 of your top 25 tacklers from last season. So where have you seen the biggest growth in this group from when last year ended to now?
I just think the biggest growth has been maturity. You guys are growing up. They got that year of experience under their belt, and now they're taking the next step and understanding the defense a little bit more, getting a better understanding of how we want to fit things up in the run game and pass game. So it's that growth that we've seen with those guys.
Give us a feel for depth at each position, where you feel best and maybe where you're most concerned.
Well, anytime you start talking, about where you feel more comfortable, where you're not as comfortable, I think, we've got pretty good depth all across the board. You're always concerned about up front. You're always concerned if you have enough guys. We've got our top two guys, first and second team guys, are really top of the line guys. So, that's probably the area, if you had to say a concern, the most concern. Beyond that, our strengths are, we're strong at our edge positions. The linebackers, second level, we're pretty good at, and we're excited about the secondary.
What's it been like going against this Rod Smith offense? Does it change anything for what you have to do as far as the defense is concerned?
Oh, yeah, we're tempo every day. So it changes things in terms of, the pace of how we practice. Traditionally, we've been huddling up, and now we've been tempo. So things have sped up quite a bit for us, and that's really helped us defensively in terms of communication, guys being on the same page, getting calls out, making the proper adjustments quickly, and we feel like that's going to pay off for us in the long run.
The other side of it, Coach, is there's some pro formation teams in the West. So how do you balance that preparing for the year?
So when we get to work at that, we put some work in. We've had some separate work from the offense, so we've had opportunities to work against that. So we've been putting in some time in that and installs and all that. So we haven't shunned that. We stayed on course and on par with those installations as we've gone along in training camp. So we feel like we're up to speed with that as well.
Playing so many youngsters on that side of the football, have some of those guys that start to emerge as leaders, team leaders, as maybe just not position leaders?
Yeah, you see it. You see guys starting to step forward. You see Bobby Roundtree starting to step forward. You see Tommy Oliver was a young captain for us last year. He's a silent, strong type leader type. You see an upperclassman, Delshawn Phillips, stepping forward. Jake Hansen, Daley Harding, and then on the back end, you see a Bennett Williams and those types. Those guys are really stepping forward for us.
2 years going through the league. Now, Coach, what has stood out to you about Big Ten offenses?
They vary from week to week. 1 week you'll face Wisconsin, who wants to run it down your throat, and then the next week it's Purdue and it's a spread offense. So it's fun each and every week because of the varying offensive styles and offensive schemes that you face.
Defensive coordinator Hardy Nickerson. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks for having me.